His eyes, they closed, and his last breath spoke. He had seen all to be seen.
Okay, so I know it's been a little while since I've talked to you guys, and yes, I'm sure you have been, but I've been a very busy man, and I understand that. Yes, okay, but you have to understand that there's a lot of stuff going on here in London, and I just can't. Look, okay, I'm sorry, I screwed up. I haven't always been here for you guys, but I'm trying to do as many updates as possible, and I'm trying to do it as weekly as possible, but sometimes I have to do it bi-weekly, and sorry. Let's get started. Okay, so like I said, a lot has happened these past couple weeks, and so I need to get you all up to date. A couple weeks ago, I witnessed a show entitled Money by a fringe theater company called Shunt. It was a very interesting production, and it involved a 3-story building that they built as a set inside of a warehouse that looked like a machine that we all went inside of and therefore became a part of. Kind of difficult to explain. Very audience participatory.
What's left of the flag for me? Then the rosary beads count them 1, 2, 3 fell apart.
Then it was off to Dublin. We got up really early in the morning and flew to Dublin. Our first day in Dublin, we went to the National Gallery in Ireland, and it was eh. But we saw some Jack B. Yeats paintings that were mind-blowing and very, very stunning. Later that day, we saw a production as a part of the Dublin Fringe Festival, and it was really bad. So afterwards, we went out and got a pint of Guinness because it was our first day in Ireland, so we figured that that was the right thing to do. Not to mention that it was Arthur's Day, and we had to celebrate that too. Day 2 of our adventure, we went to the National Museum of Ireland, which is really cool. They have a pretty awesome gold collection as well as a pretty interesting medieval Irish collection of medieval stuff. Later that day, we went to the Guinness factory, where it was free because it was Culture Day, and we got to tour the factory for free, which was really cool, as well as get a free pint of Guinness. I got to pour my own pint of Guinness, and I will show you now how to pour a proper pint. Even though I don't have the little spout pulley thing, I promise you, if you get the draft beers, you can do this at home. You too can do this. First, you need a can of Guinness. Preferably the draft kind, because that's what we're doing here. We're pouring a draft. You also need a Guinness glass, but if you have a regular glass, that's fine too. You open the can. That's releasing the nitrogen. Then you pour it in the glass. Then you let it settle. You have to let it settle. If you don't let it settle, it doesn't taste good. After the Guinness factory, we saw a production of Medea, which was awesome. Really cool. It was translated by Robin Robertson, and it was produced by Siren Productions and directed by Selena Cartmel. Selena Cartmel. Also part of the Dublin Fringe Festival. Definitely better than the thing we saw the first day. Takes some time for it to settle. Our final day in Dublin, we saw a production at the world-renowned Abbey Theatre, which was The Plough and the Stars by Sean O'Casey. Wonderful production. The cast was fantastic, and I thought the direction of the piece was very good. Wayne Jordan, for those of you keeping track. A wonderful story about war and how it affects the Irish people. It was kind of like an Arthur Miller play, but Irish. Yeah. Later that night, Janet and I tried some Irish whiskey called Middleton. It was really good. Then I looked up how much a bottle costs, and probably won't be taking that home with me. After that, we went and saw a comedian, which was the last thing on our Dublin Fringe list, and his name was Abby Bowman. He's starting to make a name for himself. He's a Irish comic and does a lot of political type comedy, and he's trying to change the world one joke at a time. He was pretty good. About 2 minutes, something like that. This Monday, I saw my first production at Shakespeare's Globe.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
Not Hamlet, but The Merry Wives of Windsor. It gets better every time I see it, seeing as I actually begin to learn the plot better every time I see it. Someday I'll figure out who Falstaff is. On Wednesday, I saw a production at the Royal Court Theatre that only cost me 10 pence. That's crazy talk. Yeah, I had to wait in line, and half of the stage was covered by a wall, and I was standing the entire production, but it was Clybourne Park, and it was a very, 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 very good production. Even though the show registered with a lot of English men and women, it's very much an American show. I definitely found myself laughing at times that nobody else laughed at. Yes. But for 10 pence, you can't really go wrong. And when you spend £3 on the program, it's the actual script. They give you the script as part of the program. How awesome is that? Once it's fully black, then you know it's ready to go. That's why they call it the black stuff. Thursday, I went to the National Gallery and saw some Seurat's and a Van Gogh painting. They were lovely. Later that night, Janet and I went and saw a production at the Duchess Theatre that was entitled Krapp's Last Tape, which is a Beckett piece, and I love Beckett, and it's the first time I've ever seen a professional production that was written by Beckett, done in Beckett format and all that wonderful stuff on a professional stage. Michael Gambon was brilliant in it, and afterwards we went and saw him at the stage door, and I got his signature. He's really cool. Krapp's Last Tape. Check it out. It's all about, getting old and how that stinks. Yesterday, we went to Bath. Not the baths you swim in, or well, you don't swim in a bath. And not the baths you shower in, but you don't shower in bath. Bath, the Roman baths, been around for centuries. They're basically older than Jesus Christ, and that's pretty cool to see a structure that's over 2,000 years old. Puts you in your place. And the Romans knew what they were doing. Well, that's been my past week and a half, so you're all caught up. I'll talk to you all later. Gonna finish this pint and probably go to bed. Or work on homework, whichever comes first. Cheers, mates in the States.